World Cup week is here. The whole city's lit up. And Angel City still hasn't answered the obvious question. Does any of this energy actually convert?
This is Angel City Daily, and yeah, the confetti's in town. Today, we're asking what's still here once FIFA packs up and leaves.
We've got the SoFi labor deal, a step back on whether mega events actually deliver, and Pride House LA taking over Weho this weekend.
So buckle up. Festival energy, hard questions, and a club that stayed awfully quiet while the city goes nuts.
Let's start with SoFi. Stadium workers authorized a strike before they got that tentative deal at the venue hosting World Cup games.
Right, so the rising tide lifts all boats story now includes people threatening to walk just to get paid. Pretty clear who actually cashes in on the event economy.
And that's a useful lens for Angel City. If the club wants to catch a post-tournament spike, is its own operation actually built for it?
That's the thing. Everyone's selling spillover. Nobody's shown me the pipe it spills into.
That's our step back today. That ABC analyst's warning was blunt. Mega events routinely miss their big headline forecasts. So does ACFC have a way to capture this? Or are we just talking vibes? And the soccer problem hasn't gone anywhere. That chance creation gap from before the break is still sitting there, unanswered, just buried under World Cup content now.
That's what bugs me. Is the front office spending bandwidth fixing the attack or riding the event? Because Emsley's getting pulled 3 directions right now. Scotland's qualifiers are live in this exact window.
If Scotland results surface this weekend, that's a real load management data point against the minutes ceiling we flagged. Keep an eye on it. Then there's Pride House LA Weho this weekend, 4 days with Colin Martin and Matt Hatsky on the board for June 14th. The World Cup crowd's in town at the same time.
So my question's simple. Did Angel City actually show up for it, or did the whole thing happen around them?
That's the test, isn't it? The visibility's there. Getting the club's name on it is how a vibe turns into something durable. From Marlene Lenthang and Rebecca Cohen at NBC News.
The union representing workers at SoFi Stadium, the Los Angeles area arena hosting the FIFA World Cup, has reached a tentative agreement with operators at the stadium after voting overwhelmingly last week to authorize a strike, and just days before the venue is scheduled to host its first of several matches.
So the union at SoFi, nearly 2,000 cooks, bartenders, concession folks, authorized a strike. Then Monday night they land a tentative deal with Legends Hospitality, days before the stadium hosts its first World Cup match.
And the timing is the story. Almost no margin before the venue goes live. That's leverage. They knew exactly how much a walkout would have cost FIFA on match day.
Right, and that's the part that bugs me about the rising tide pitch. If workers at the marquee World Cup venue had to threaten to walk to get a fair deal, who's actually cashing in on this event economy?
The union said they preserved the right to strike over safety, including if immigration enforcement threatens workers during a match. That's a remarkably specific clause for a hospitality contract, and it tells you what the climate around this tournament actually is.
It does. And look, good for them. They say they won every major issue. But it's a reminder that all this confetti has a labor bill underneath it. With LA going all in on World Cup infrastructure, fan fests, Pride House activations, even stadium workers hammering out labor deals, is Angel City actually set up to catch any of that momentum? Or does the city just move on after the final whistle?
I get the skepticism, and honestly, the economic research is mixed. ABC News flagged analysts warning that mega events like the World Cup usually underperform the big forecasts. Those billions FIFA projects in added U.S. spending don't always trickle down to local clubs and businesses the way boosters promise. For Angel City, though, there is at least an on-ramp. Their global game tour runs more than 30 free events across LA neighborhoods: Marina del Rey, Boyle Heights, Pasadena, Long Beach, West Hollywood, South LA, from June 11th through July 19th, almost perfectly lined up with the World Cup window. That's a direct play to turn casual World Cup viewers into ACFC fans before the tournament ends. And there's community infrastructure behind it. Per the Park and Rec extension announced earlier this year, Angel City has a 3-year, $3 million commitment to provide soccer programming for more than 45,000 girls and gender-expansive youth across the city. So the club is trying to build a pipeline instead of just buying a billboard.
So the Global Game Tour is basically ACFC's recruitment drive. But does the club have the on-field product right now to keep those new fans once they show up?
That's the tension hanging over all of it. Heading into the break, we pointed to the big on-field question. Can this team create enough chances to chase the NWSL playoff pack? There's real work there. The World Cup gives ACFC a rare marketing window, one money can't easily replicate. But fan retention comes down to what happens at BMO Stadium when the league resumes. Watch whether those Global Game Tour neighborhoods start showing up in the stands. That'll tell you if July's energy sticks. This one's from Fox 11, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles is kicking off a massive week of celebrations, fan festivals, and public watch parties as the region prepares to welcome the FIFA World Cup 2026. The festivities begin Tuesday, ahead of the United States opening match against Paraguay on Friday.
$10 gets you 4 days at the Coliseum. Steve Aoki, Normani, live matches. LA is throwing a party, and credit where it's due. That's a smart price point if you want to pack the place.
And the U.S. opens against Paraguay Friday, so the whole week funnels into that. I keep coming back to this. Angel City plays in this city, and in this setup, I don't see the piece that turns a Griffith Park viewing zone into an ACFC season ticket.
Right. Free viewing zones from Santa Monica to Griffith Park. Thousands of casual soccer fans within driving distance of a club sitting 10th. Where's the table handing those people a half-season plan?
The host committee's got a rooftop kickoff party emceed by an Entertainment Tonight host. That tells you whose week this is, and it won't be the club's unless the front office made it one.
Kevin Frazier on the rooftop deck. Very much the energy of a city that wants the photo more than the follow-through.
Here's Alexander Rodriguez at Los Angeles Blade.
4 days, 4 themes, in a community that has been waiting a long time for a space like this. It's part of a network of independent pride houses across the host cities, and the first one ever in LA, hosted at Beaches Tropicana.
4 days, 4 themes, and the first pride house ever in LA, over at Beaches Tropicana in Weho. Tickets are free, RSVP, and go. This is a real space for a community that's been waiting on it.
And it's not a one-off. Per the LA Blade, it's plugged into a network of independent pride houses across every 2026 host city. LA's just getting its first one.
Back on the 8th, I was asking what the club's move was for this exact moment. Well, the moment's here. Friday's Latina Culture Night. The opening party is Thursday. So I keep looking for Angel City's name on the bill, and I'm still scrolling.
Colin Martin and Matt Hatsky are slated for June 14th. That's on the board now. Does the club show up around it, or just let the weekend carry the brand for free?
If you want another daily supporter briefing, check out Inter Miami Daily Podcast. Daily Herons coverage with Messi Watch, match reaction, MLS standings, transfers, injuries, and cup context for IMCF fans. Find it wherever you listen to podcasts. You'll find links to every story we mentioned today in the show notes. So if something caught your ear, you can follow it there and read a little deeper. That's Angel City Daily Podcast for this Wednesday, June 10th. Thanks for listening. This is a Lantern Podcast.